God say all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Now just look at the animals being free because there's,
Are taking over,
normal
roaming the
scumbags
deserted
about.
streets. Now that the
And
humans
that
in this
includes
town in
me.
Wales are following orders to stay home, there's no one to shoo them away.
You
It's
be
a
treating these
phenomenon we're
animals like
seeing
crap,
all
man.
over the world. That's a civet crossing a main road in India.
Because everything you do
Can you
contributes
believe wild
to
pigs
this
on the
crappy ass
streets of
society you
Paris?
treat
And this
yourself.
bear is checking out a
No one's
deserted
completely
neighborhood in
brainless.
Monrovia,
I
California.
was gonna say your righteousness
In
is
Thailand,
filthy
screaming
rags.
monkeys swarm a major intersection. The tourists have disappeared, and the primates have taken over. Talk about Planet of the Apes.
That's what they be calling
There's
Drake.
less
They
and
know
less
that's
people
coming.
out in the
Look at
streets,
this
and
sodomite.
wildlife are noticing.
David Mizejewski
That-
is a
that's
spokesperson
very
for the
sick.
National Wildlife Federation.
They're looking for sources of food and shelter and water, and just it's natural behavior for most species to kind of explore in their search for
you're
those
done, you
things.
sodomite. I ain't trying to see that. You would never see this when Esau's in his reign. Because this man loves everything unnatural. He don't like nature. He outside nature. Nature's one magic. It's mysterious. And no, bro, it's not mysterious. You burn everything you see, and then you want to act like it's a surprise when you see things still manage to survive, regardless of how badly you treat it. Like these people are in awe of something that's just natural. Like, you know these people are backwards, man. And it is beautiful, but like, come on. It should already be like this. This man pollutes the waters. This man kills animals. This man moves boundaries. He takes inheritance from everything, including animals. I can't watch this, man. It's getting on my nerves, man.
Still connect with the animals even if you can't leave
This
your
guy
house.
acting like he's a
It's
good
not
guy. He's
just
got
the
a whole
animal
bunch of
world that's
animals
benefiting
trapped in
from this human activity.
a resort.
Data showing bluer
Acting like he's
skies and
helping
cleaner
them.
air
Like,
in
bro, you
previously
went and
heavily polluted areas.
drug them
So in
and
the
drag
big
them to a
cities
zoo.
affected by this law.
I don't
In
want to
New
see
South
your
Free-
face, man.
While this puma surprised residents of Chile's capital, Santiago, when it came down from nearby mountains, taking advantage of the lack
Look at these.
aquarium after it closed
They
due to
just come in.
coronavirus.
They was
They're
like,
not the only
yo,
animals
it's open
taking
season.
advantage of the lack of people. Japan's famous Nara Park deer usually
Look how happy these animals are, man. It's like, you know, Esau's a wicked man, man. Because of his system, you don't even have stuff like this. When I went to Africa, it was kind of like this. You know, you had animals roaming about. You know, it weren't completely like this, but it was more like this in the West. Just chilling. Everybody gets to breathe a little bit, like. That's why they're gonna tighten up this lockdown, because people are probably a little bit happy that they get to spend some time with their families, or they get to chill out for a little bit. Unless you're completely degenerate, you know, and you like working for this retarded Superman. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. That's how you know. This is just proof that when this man goes down, everything is going to be happy. Not everyone. Everything is going to be happy. Isaiah 14:8. Ye, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon say, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us. Because what does this animal do? This animal likes to chop down trees and hunt animals, drug them, take them from their mothers, take them from their children, and stick them in zoos and use them as fur coats so they can look fly. This man is base as hell, man. Psalm 12:8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So you know everybody that agrees with the society is vile. because you'd have to be vile to not see how these people behave, and to see it and to not have a problem with it and act like you should just play your little cog in a wheel. Just shows that you're just as bad as these people, man. This is Proverbs chapter 30, 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth, and this is Esau. Esau's the basest man of all men. He's really a slave. He's really a servant. Yeah, but somehow, like what they call it, the inmates have taken over the prison. You know, the animals have taken over the zoo. Esau really is the animal that should be caged in the zoo. We should be looking at him, marveling at him, like, oh, how come you look so weird? But for some reason, he's in charge. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he's filled with meat. So this man has everything his heart can wish. So he's just doing extra stuff right now. It's like, yeah, we're in charge of the earth, but it's not enough. We want to put chips in your ass and tell you how much food you can buy and what you can do. He's never satisfied because he's a glutton for an odious woman when she's married. So, it might as well be Esau too. And a handmaiden that is hired to her mistress. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. The ants are strong. The ants are people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. So even the ants, they don't need no leaders, but they still do what they're supposed to do. These people, even though they have quote-unquote leaders, they always manage to do the wrong thing. The conies are but a feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth, all of them by bands. So it just shows you nature understands its role. This is why animals don't need to go back to be judged, because they do what they're programmed to do. Only man goes off. Because even though he's made man upright, we seek out wicked devices like these things that these people make us feel like we need. The spider taketh hold with her hands and is in king's palaces. So even these big ass palaces you see, a spider will creep up in there and make its nest in there. So you really can't control nature. All you're really doing is keeping it at bay. So this man, like, and Jake is a natural man. So you know this guy has to do the most just to keep Jake at bay, because naturally he should be under Jake. And it just shows you that this is exactly why these people will never be satisfied, because they know in their natural element they're below us. So they always have to do this extra stuff to make sure that they're on top. A lion which is strongest among beasts turneth not away for any. A greyhound and he go also, and a king against whom there is no rising up. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thine hand upon thy mouth. Surely the churning of milk bringeth forth butter, and the wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood. So the forcing of wrath bringeth forth strife. And that's what this basically man's going to do. Because he goes around causing so many problems that eventually these problems are going to come back on him. Because when you roll a rock, it's going to fall back on you. And this man has done so much extra stuff that the backlash for the things that he's done is going to be horrible on him. And he knows this because the devil knows he has a short time. So I'm assuming within the next 20 years, things are going to get slightly better after this. But they're going to go downhill fast. And this man knows he's not meant to be in charge of anything. But you know what? I'm glad at least we can see the small signs that his normal activity of him being in charge of the earth just throws everything out of whack. And when he's gone, things will return to normal. Because this man is a base man and he shouldn't be in charge of anything. And with that, I'd like to say all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.